how that bottle's laying right there. Oh, nice old beer. Just chilling there from the rain. Ah, throw it down. Oh no, I think I broke it. Dadgummit. Clumsy hands, guys. I guess the good thing is that's not exactly the rarest bottle, but I literally just threw that thing on the ground and cracked it. I hope that's not a sign of how the day is gonna go. So as you can see, the water is still at flood stage. There's trees in the water and everything's washed. And you may think I'm the only crazy person to get into this river. Well, I've kind of created a monster. I've coached and helped people and told them how to find bottles, and now they're, as I pulled into this spot today, there was somebody here already looking. So it kind of sucks for me. It's making it hard to get videos right now because I've created loads of competition for people who have seen me find stuff and have been able to put the pieces together to where I'm at. So I have no one to blame but myself, I guess. It is kind of frustrating though, because I like being able to make weekly videos, and if this keeps up, it's gonna be pretty hard for me to get weekly content when I have literally like 50 people trying to beat me to my spots. So I've got to rethink and regroup and figure out what I'm gonna do, I guess. Nice little catch point right here. Bottom to a small jug. This is what caught my attention though. It's nice and clean, but sadly it's unembossed. That's okay though. Still a good sign that a whole lot of stuff may have washed up. And that means that whoever's here didn't find everything. So I think I'm gonna do something pretty funny. I'm gonna leave a message right here. N O B O T T L E S. There you go. There's my message. No bottles. So maybe somebody will hike all the way down here and then see that, get frustrated and go home. I'm gonna start leaving deterrents. Oh well, I guess it's time to move to the next spot. Let me see if I can find someplace that hasn't been hit already. All right, we have made it to creek number 2. As you can see, this one's not quite as wide. That means that the water is gonna be clear and hopefully not quite as muddy as where we just were earlier. And I can already tell I can see better. So fingers crossed that I'll find something good here in a minute. But as you always know, there is no guarantee. So let's see what we can come up with. That's already a good sign. There's a hutch top. So that makes me feel pretty good. It was right there on the surface. That was a nice soda bottle as well. So we're starting to get into some glass. Now if we can just find something whole. So that's a natural spring coming out of that mountain that you see back there. And right here, the water temperature almost instantly changes. Probably drops a good 5 to 10 degrees. And it gets really cold on downstream. But with that being a more modern, man, what was that? That was a nice whiskey flask, man. With that water being colder, it also stays clear and it doesn't allow quite as much algae to start growing on everything. I'm gonna start me a little pile right here to come back and pick up on the way out. So I've got to really keep my eyes peeled. The one thing I don't like though is how shady it is. It makes it really hard to see unless it's the winter time in this creek. Y'all know me and how much I like the sun and my sunglasses, because it just makes it that much easier to kind of peer through. But we're gonna fight through it today. All right, I see a bottle camped out up underneath this stump. I can't tell if it's old yet or not. Maybe I won't grab a turtle. It's not old. It's probably a 70s or 80s pine saw. It's okay though, it's complete. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the camera for this little spot right here. It's always loaded with bottles usually. There's a half of one. Nice early pre-1915 bottle, so we're talking about over 100 years old. Not quite a good drinking glass candidate. I just really take my time on this bar. I don't know why, it just seems to always hold the most pieces. And I can't say that I've ever found a whole one on here, There's always a first, right? There's another one. You can see that it's the side of a circle slug. And what it is I'm quite positive that a bottler dumped here, because almost all of the bottles are from the same company. There's a few Coca-Colas thrown in there, which gives hopes for a Coca-Cola hutch. But we'll just have to see what today holds. Another bottom to a soda. That was a straight side Coke from Birmingham. So not a real rare one, but still shows that we're still on the trail. All right, I see a bottle right here. Kind of looks interesting. It's gonna be a modern Grapey Co, or I say modern, more modern. It is embossed up here, but that would have had a painted label on it as well. I can't remember what year these are. Well, I don't find this kind typically. Let's see, I got a horsefly around me, sorry. Right there it says 1325, but I'm thinking this is gonna be from the 50s. I don't know, if y'all know, or if you remember using one of these when you were younger, drop me a comment below. That looks interesting. It's a glass mouse, I think. Or cowboy? Yeah, he's a mouse cowboy, I think. It's nice and old. Looks like it broke off of something, I don't know what. We're definitely gonna keep it. I can't say that I've ever found anything like that. Well, there's still stuff out here. Guess we'll keep going. Just picked up a beautiful Pat D from Birmingham. It's a very, very common bottle, but it's complete and doesn't have any damage, so we're definitely gonna keep that too. Looks like the narrower the creek gets, the more I'm gonna find, hopefully. So this bottle right here actually has the date code on it. So that's a 1944. If you look right down there, we've got another knee-high that's gonna be that deco style, it looks like. Oh yeah, it's complete. Let's see where she's from. That's a Birmingham, Alabama, and that's a much larger drink. These aren't quite as old. It says design patented March of 1923. So that's just that deco style that I was talking about. So that's two. Let's see what else we can find. All right, I've got a bottle right here. It's a nice aqua one. Sadly, it's not going to be embossed, but I'm pretty sure that would have been a Hoyt's 10 cents. Normally they're embossed right there and they're clear. It's got the same kind of label shape. That's a cool little bottle and I'll take it, and that's a good sign that nobody's been here or they'd have picked that right up. So let's keep going, see what else we can find. Oh, that would have been a hutch. That was an Alabama bottling company. Right there, you can't tell it, there would have been an embossed eagle. You can kind of see the bottom of the slug plate, but there would have been an eagle right there. We used to dig these pretty often. It's been a while though. I don't think I'm gonna be able to turn that one into a drinking glass, but it is some good glass to make jewelry out of. All right, I can tell this is broken, but it's sticking right here out of the bank. Oh, it looks like it may have been a good one too. That was a Red Rock. These are from Atlanta, Georgia. That's gonna be right around 1920, I believe. 1915 to 1920. But they look a lot like a Buffalo Rock, but it's actually a Red Rock. And these are very hard to find complete. I probably dug 100 one time in a hole, and almost every single one of them were broken. It's like the glass just doesn't hold up. All right, we're on a modern bar, is what I like to call it. Lots of old glass, but it seems like everything that's modern in the creek washes up to here. Like this rooster tail, the hook's going on it, but we're still gonna get it out of here. It looks like there's a pair of sunglasses right here that have washed up. It doesn't look like these are going to be a name brand. It says FG on the side. And I've also found a couple of cell phones here before. For some reason, certain spots in the creek seem to catch more trash than others, and this is definitely one of the bars that catches the most. Looks like we got one right here. Oh, we do, but it's a slick. That's still right there in that age bracket that we're looking for. We're not too far from where I found that Coke piece last week, so I'm hoping to find some more pieces of it, or a whole one. You never know. I've always said where there's one, there's more. Now it's just a matter of finding it. Not for sure what this was. It says Birmingham, Alabama on it. But I can tell you this, I don't have one, whatever it was. More than likely, being that brown color, it was probably some type of medicine. May have had a paper label on the side. I'm not for sure though. If any of you local collectors know what that may have been, be sure to drop a comment and let me know below, because that's something that I do not know about. First bone of the day. Can't really identify it. And I don't know enough about fossils and stuff. I don't think it's fossilized. Who knows? Maybe it's human. All right, I see a couple of bottles right here. They look more modern, but we're gonna check them together just to be sure. That's definitely gonna be modern. Set it down while I pick this one up. This looks like a hobble skirt. It is a hobble skirt. Let's see, that's a Pat D from Birmingham, Alabama. It is complete, it is whole. That is something that's been walked over, so that tells me that the rain's done its job and washed up some new stuff for us to find. Now this is a pretty cool relic. Right there would have been a wick. These 4 posts that you see would have held a globe, and that would have adjusted the wick up and down. So that was part of an old lantern. It's definitely probably turn of the century. Came from a house that didn't have power, and that's pretty cool to think about. More than likely, this was made well before there was probably even a bottler here. I could be wrong, but just looking at it, it looks pretty dang old. So I know most of you know that I work a full-time job and that YouTube is just a hobby of sorts for me that I have a good time doing. But my wife, she does not work, and she's always dreamed of having her own company doing craft work, and it just so happened that we got the idea to try making jewelry out of Crete glass. And I know that you've seen the last few videos, I've been pushing this stuff, and it is really, really cool. I'm just super proud of her, so I like showing it off and the stuff that she's got done. The pottery pieces, to me, are just phenomenal how they turn out. And the combo pieces that are pottery and glass. She's doing a really good job making it, and we appreciate all of your support, especially on the eBay store. There's several of you that are repeat buyers that come back and buy stuff, and it's just absolutely blows me away the amount of support that we get. So I just wanted to thank all of you. Also, for any of the feedback on this stuff, I know that Susan has bought a few sets of earrings in the last week. Thank you so much for that. That has just made my wife's week. So, if you are looking for some earrings or some antique bottles or whiskey glasses, be sure to keep a watch on the eBay store. And if you're not following it, try to do that for me, and I sure would appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's video, though, go ahead and drop a comment below and let us know what you thought about it. Hit the thumbs up button, and if you're not subscribed, I encourage you to do so. We'll see you guys in next week's adventure.